evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So tonight's question is, do you consider Cassius Faison to be evil? Seems like a simple question, but is it? Queen of the South is in the chat, how you doing tonight? CK is in the chat, how you doing tonight? Dolomedics is in the chat, how you doing tonight? Tracy Steves is in the chat, how you doing tonight? Sean is in the chat, how you doing tonight? Crystal is in the chat, how you doing tonight? GH Fan is in the chat, how you doing tonight? Amy's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Blackmon, aka Mr. GQ, is in the chat. How you doing tonight? And I said Amy. So how you doing tonight? It's good to see everyone. I hope everyone had a great day. It's good to see you, Sean. Queen of the South, it's always lovely to see you. So I hope everyone is well. I hope everyone's well. Why the fuck can I not get to my? Yo, I swear, like, YouTube loves doing some stupid shit. Like now it won't let me access my history. And I'm on my phone and for some odd reason I can't go to my history. So, it's hard to say, right? Ryan? It's hard to sit there and say because it's like, yeah, he kidnapped Jocelyn and everything like that, but he's helping out his sister. He didn't kill Jocelyn, So I guess it comes down to what do you guys think? What do you really consider to be evil, right? It is, Sean. It's a simple question, but it's not really so simple, though. Why the fuck does it not allow me to access my history? I don't know. I guess YouTube is fucking broken for right now, so gotta type everything out. So that should be fun. Where's my music going? But was good, Double C. It's amazing. What's good, Susan? It's good to see you tonight. Hope you are well. Hope you have been well. It's it's interesting. I go back and I look at that opening, the GH opening, and I'm like, man, it felt like being a GH fan was like just the coolest thing ever, Yeah. Before I started getting to all these other soaps and stuff like that, I'm not gonna lie, I would be kind of snobbish. What else? You're always welcome. You always, always appreciate being here, Susan. I did kind of have somewhat of a snobbish attitude, like, yo, the ABC soaps is more like hip and new and stuff. And like Days of Our Lives, I don't think was bad, but like it's not GH. Was good time. I looked at the CBS, so I was like, that's soap opera. That network for old people and stuff. But the truth of the matter is, I just wrote them off and I never really gave them a chance. At the time, GH was so new and hip and fresh. And now I feel like this week GH has just been mid. A tweener? What is a tweener? Cassius is mutual. He's not good. He's not bad. He's just middle. But here's my whole thing. So, like, you say that Curtis was. I'm not gonna lie. Curtis was being an ass. Oh, in between. A tweener. I never heard of that before. But Curtis was being a general ass. I'm like, Isaiah's comment did not help though. When that dude literally sat there and said, I'm going to raise your child and I'm going to be a better father than you could be, I was like, eyebrow. I was like, eyebrow. Listen, I was siding with you. And granted, I'm still siding with him. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. I just, like I said, I never heard of that. So that's something new. That's why I said, bro. I was like, all right, bro. It was like, I think it was more than a low blow. I think it was just like, it was extra. It might have been a little overboard, But if you're gonna be, the thing is, yes, I can look at that comment and sit there and say that was overboard. But think of how many times have Curtis been an ass to Isaiah. It's not the first, like he's been an ass to Isaiah for a hot minute. And part of me is like, I kind of can't blame him. Isaiah wasn't there, screwing his wife behind his back. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, you've been emotionally cheating on Portia for a hot minute with Jordan. So it's one of those things where it's like I get where Curtis is coming from, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, you know, I'm doing good, Black Mom. It's Friday, and I survived. I survived. Trust me, waiting up at 4 o'clock in the morning is a fucking doozy. And in about 4 minutes, I'm about to turn on my damn AC because it's hot as fuck in my room right now. Finds that Curtis kissed Jordan right after he married Portia. I do remember that. I do remember that. So I'm like, bro has been cheating, and I totally forgot about that. He's been cheating and emotionally cheating on Portia for a hot minute. So it was really interesting when people was there trying to take Curtis' side, like, no, Portia was lying and she was doing this and she was doing that. I was like, yo, Curtis is a fucking asshole. We're not gonna sit there and granted, I'm not giving Portia a pass. What's good, Monique? How you doing tonight? I'm not giving her a pass because he did do a lot of stuff to drive him away, but it takes two though. Like he literally emotionally checked out of that marriage for a hot minute. So but yeah. Also, no, there's a season two. Yes. I'm getting back Netflix next month, so I'm looking forward to watching it. I love the first season. I love the first season. Um, so I'm really looking forward to watching the second season. I usually switch between Netflix and Amazon, like when the boys come out or when Invincible comes out. But now that the boys is going to be ending, take my ass right back to Netflix. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss having Netflix. Um, what's good, Francis? I finally made my way to the mountain for. Okay. So, does anybody remember her? I know my members do, but does anybody non-member remember this character from this show? There we go, Double C. That is correct. That is correct. She was Maria Santos from All My Children. What's good, Ron? And Monique says Glad Riz grew some hair on his balls, and told Brooke, "No, you were not." Because I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was so acidine. And the sad thing is that Hope is a fucking idiot. You have a place that you can go to that's going to sit there and value you, but she's like, "I'm just gonna hope beyond." Nah, listen. Maria Santos was a good character on All My Children. Let's be real. She was she was a better character on All My Children on than she was on General Hospital. Yeah, there you go, CK. Ah, that's a good question. Well, Ariana, how you doing? I met Maria and Aiden, and oh, nice. Double C, what is she like in real life? One second, Ron. Tom says, "Do you think Jack?" No, I don't feel like Jack is gonna die. I don't feel like Jack is gonna die. What makes you think that Jack may die? Um, what's good, Tracy Steves? I mean, here's the thing. I'm glad that Holly didn't just sit there and take another barrage um from Amy. Glad she didn't just take another. Here's one more. I'm glad that she didn't just take another. I did, Ariana. I made it throughout. I made it through the day. Those 4 o'clock in the morning wake up calls are a bitch. So that shit, like this, I'm very happy I made it through the day. So I hope you had a good day too, Ariana. He's not tied to too many characters, and it makes me wonder. I really like him. I heard of that movie. I never watched it, Jason. I heard of it though. Yeah, no, I get it. Do what you got to do. I'm not gonna lie. Every day, that's oh God. I guess after a while, you just you get used to it. Your body just get used to it. No, I never. I never watched it. I heard of it though. I heard of Shut Eye. I never watched it though. Yes, she is evil, but he is evil, but they need to show it. Also wondered how Nina had that information that she couldn't have. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't. That I'm not gonna lie. Time. I don't understand that either. It was good, Ed. What is G's doing with Curtis? Um, that's a really good question, Tom. Because in my review, I was like, how did she know that? Like, how did she know to sit there and say that to back Carly off? Like, honestly, tell you the truth, Carly should have just literally sat there and said, "Okay, tell Jack that y'all talked about Johnson. Go right ahead." Because in all reality, she shouldn't have known that it was going to back her off. As is everyone, I'm at work. I just want to say I'm glad EJ said chat straight about him stepping aside so he can get Cat, and that he is the one who made a promise to stay away from her. Yes. The actress was nice. I took a picture with them in West Palm Beach. Okay, that's what's up. Oh, I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, when it comes out, I'm gonna watch it. I think it's some other next. Yeah, I think it's next month. So I'll definitely be watching it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that. Oh, Inside Man. Hmm. I'm sorry. I thought you said He Man. Inside. I heard of it, but I didn't watch it though. No. I think one of my friends. I think one of my friends was actually in it. She was an extra. I remember that much. Yes, I will sit there and see you tomorrow. At we're gonna have a lot of fun. But yeah, one of my friends was an extra in Inside Man. I would have told Nina to call Brendan since Valentine was in Willow's house visiting. Very true. And call Cullum since Valentine was in Willow's house. Yes. Yes. But and those were Denzel Washington. But like I said, I remember my friend being like an extra in that movie. Which is a shame because I never seen it and I kind of went to watch it just because she was in it. No, no, I never seen that movie. Thank you, Monique. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 1 second, Ron. Thank you. Um, I had a lot, I should tell you the truth, before the store app closed, I had a lot of fun making those. They were probably among my favorites to make, if I'm going to be honest. So I really do appreciate you watching it, Monique. Which reminds me, I gotta upload it now. No, I'm not. Well, I mean, my whole thing is, Jade fan. I don't generally tend to watch there's only certain movies that I do watch, right? Like I watch a lot of superhero movies and stuff, horror movies. But lately, I've watched more. I've watched more TV shows than anything. Okay, Ron. Let me answer your other question. What do you think about the promo for Days of Our Lives? Kristen and Dana didn't see that coming. I kind of did in a sense. I mean, let's be honest. Kristen hasn't really been getting it on with anybody in a hot minute. So I'm not too surprised. Fuck me sideways. I'm not too surprised. I really like your theory about manipulating Christina and infiltrating Sonny because it's plausible. He was so giddy to turn Sonny against Rick. Yeah. It's something like I don't know. I think when I was doing the review, it just hit me like a bolt of lightning. Like, why are you so like? He seemed like he was so eager to sit there and get Christina to smooth things over. um, so I just, and granted, I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I mean, I have no idea, Ron. I mean, I watched the same promo as you. I imagine that he found out that she was the one that sold him out with the whole company and the merger thing. So, and thank you for reminding me, Monique, if you're still in the chat, because I was like, wait, holy shit. Um, what's good, LaShawn? I'm not ignoring anyone. I'm just adding my promos. Rick was way too. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, exactly, Tom. Somebody pulls a goddamn gun to your face, and you're just like, And then he didn't even apologize. Tommy, what's good, Kristen? Then he didn't even goddamn apologize. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, I'm literally, I was like, son, you're a goddamn man child. What's good, Kristen? Laura, Laura needs to have a better strategy against Sitwell. How is giving him what he wants help the people of Port Charles? And this is my issue with this whole damn Sunny storyline. 1 second, Ron. This is my whole issue with this whole, Sitwell storyline. I don't remember the last time he actually apologized, to be honest, time. Um, yes, exactly, Ron. So I think he probably figured it out. Um, Booker T says, but do you think Cass is going to sleep with John? No, no, I don't see that happening. The guy that plays Rick is a good actor. I think his name is Rick Hirsch or something like that, right? Um, okay. Thank you, Krista. Yes, make sure you hit that like button. We got 22 people in the chat, and thank you, Sean. Got 22 people in the chat. So let's see where we are now in the like button. What Nixon falls after that? Okay, so yeah, we got okay, so yeah, we got 12 likes and 25 people. So yeah, hit the like button because it really does support the channel. Seriously, it does. I think the event is going to mess up something. Um, Sonny, don't apologize. Exactly, Tracy. I guess it kind of was a sucker punch. Really, what? What's good, Eagle? Nice to see Sophia, Dad. I exactly. But the thing is, I knew. Here's the thing. I knew he was going to be a kind of bit passive aggressive. Really, what, GH man? You thought really? Tell me, what does he need to apologize for? I mean, come on now. It's Nixon Falls. If he didn't apologize, good question. Then sometimes I always sit there and think like, well, what's the actor's availability and things of that nature, No, because honestly, tell you the truth, what's the point of that being off screen if they're setting up this whole music thing? Then what's the point of What will be the point of them doing it off screen? So no, it's not going to be off screen. I don't think it's going to be. Eagle says, good for Holly standing her ground against Sophia's mom, but I wish she would have gone into detail what she did to Holly and Tate and his sister. Exactly. You're right. You're absolutely right. Um, the thing is, Eagle. I feel like they're gonna. My issue is they're doing a whole like. She's like, well, I'm gonna press charges, and you're gonna go to court. The thing that's working against Holly is what can she prove, right? What can she prove in court? Because it's one thing to say all this stuff, it's another thing to prove it. And what I'm sick and tired of ain't one of the many things is her using her daughter's mental illness. She had mental illness, and that's why she did what she did. Okay, so what? Fucking actions have consequences. Siding with Nina, consistently testifying against Michael in court, treating Michael like a horse manure. Okay, all right. There's a couple of things I'm going to push back against. I'm pretty sure he did apologize for the whole court thing. Siding with Nina consistently, continuously. I don't. I don't see him just randomly sitting there saying, "I apologize for me constantly." I don't see him apologizing for him constantly siding with Nina. Um, and I also tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, that storyline is so old. I don't even remember if he actually did apologize for any of that stuff. But I don't think he's gonna sit there and just apologize for constantly siding with Nina. Um, but that's just me. So, whatever charges EJ faced, we all know Pauline is going to bail him out of that trouble. Okay, I can't believe. Well, first of all, Pauline is doing exactly what Javi did. What Javi's doing. Um, she just decided to give up on her marriage. Like literally, she decided to just give up on her marriage. I'm like, yeah, okay, Lexi's back, but y'all two still have a marriage. Like, you practically just sat there and said, well, fuck it, she's back, so I don't need to. Like, what are you doing? Have you? Do you remember that for certain that he never apologized on that? Oh, I have no. I honestly tell you the truth, I don't even know time. Um, I've never really been good as far as guessing those things. I've really been. I think there's going to be other factors that's going to play into it, right? Have you caught up on the know for some of these local users? I didn't hear about that. I mean, I heard about some of the stuff in the quartering. I the quartering, the Melanie Mac. I I try to stay away from those two because I feel like the quartering is just a racist and Melanie Mac is a homophobic piece of POS. Chrissy Meyer now. Oh, okay. But I'll definitely look into it, Eagle. I'll definitely look into it. So thank you for letting me know. Do you think they'll get the? Do you think they get to keep the baby? Yes. And the only reason why I sit there and say that is because there'll be no point of them bringing. Um, there'll be no point of bringing this baby on there just to take her off. You know, like they bring her on. They bring her on for a reason. And what's good, Latasha? But what I do want to do. I'm gonna take a look at it this weekend, though, Eagle. So thank you for letting me know. I just want to screenshot that. Fucking YouTube. But I do know about the quartering. Well, I heard of the quartering and Melanie Mac. That woman is. They're honestly tell you the truth. They're both pieces of shit. If you're gonna be honest. Let me tell you, Isaiah got what he deserved. He was playing in Curtis' face, talking about his baby acting all guilty. Isaiah was acting all hard and got knocked the F out. Curtis wasn't wrong. Yeah. I kind of disagree with some of that stuff, but Gabby really making a fool out of herself. She is doing too much. The one thing that she was sitting there doing that I really didn't understand, she kept sitting there asking her daughter, "Is this somebody that you can sit there and see being together long term?" Ari just turned 18. What are you talking about? Like like, well, he doesn't have any job prospects and this, that, and the third. Do you see him actually being like future husband material? I'm like, she literally turned 18. I was like, do you think Curtis and Portia baby will make it? Yes. Because I don't honestly tell you the truth, I don't see them just killing off another black baby. She got to back off before she loses her. Yeah, Britt and Lucas and Brad Triangle. I don't know what that means. No, no, no. I get it. He after around he found out. No, I get it. Um, and like I said, I understand the reaction. So that's I kind of I don't want to sit there and say like he deserved it, but like I don't feel sorry for him. Cherry ice cream was good. Cherry. Britt is all about Jason. No, he definitely played the game of F around and found out. But to be fair, it's like let me put it this way. Curtis have been sitting there being, giving Isaiah like attitude for a hot minute. So let's not act like that comment didn't come out of a vacuum. GH fan, let me know if you're still here in the chat. Let me know if you're still in the chat. I felt like we were kind of having to talk about something. Um, doing housework. Okay. So yeah, GH fan, let me know if you're still in the chat. Thank you, Tom. Yes, hit that like button because it really does help. Um, Booker bisexual. Yeah, bye. But, okay, I do kind of feel like everything with you comes back to Michael, but um, I don't remember what you actually said before. For Gamers GTA pre-order going up on Monday. I still gotta get a PS5. I'm still rocking with the PS4. I'm still rocking with the PS4. Like, because first of all, it's like it's still $500, and it's it's very difficult to find time to sit there and like really like game and stuff. So Albert into the retro. I mean, I think it's more of a I don't want to spend $500. Um, that's. I mean, and the thing is, it's not like I can't afford it. I just don't. I just don't like it. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just. I think it's just a point of it, really. Oh, fuck that. Hope being with Forrester is like being in an abusive relationship. They don't appreciate her, but she still sticks around, hoping they would change her mind. Yeah, exactly. I just, my whole thing, the fact that she was like, I'm just going to hope against all odds. I was like, why even hope if you can sit there and have a backup plan? She just assumes that Brooke is going to change her mind. Is going to change his mind. I was like, why? Because she uses sex as a weapon? She uses sex to sit there and get her way? Is that why? Because let's be honest. She didn't sit there and have an actual conversation. She literally sat there and said, um, make me CEO in a sexy ass nightingale. Like, what are we doing at this point? Prices are that high because of RAM shortage and AI. Not really, Tracy. Like I said, I can buy it. It's the point of it being so much money, you know. Like $500, I can do so much other stuff with $500. Why am I sitting there um spending on a gaming system? As much as I love gaming, I feel like you get defensive or dismissive whenever I defend Michael. It's okay for me to do that occasionally, and I don't think I do it to the degree I used to do it. Well, first of all, I don't get defensive and I don't get dismissive. I expect it. I honestly tell you, GH fan, you know what it comes down to? I don't take these shows that serious. Okay, let's just be real. I don't take these shows that seriously. Brooke character has always been sexualized. I feel like she uses it as a bargaining chip to get what she wants. And the fact that she did that so this way she can try to get a one up and push his daughter out the company. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing: do you play on your PS4 a lot? Because if you be able to play, there's no point getting a PS5. I want to get a PS5 eventually because there's games I do want to play. Um, so I'll sit there and say that much. Tacky. I think that Brooke Logan may be the most polarizing character. It's really funny. Okay, here's something that I find interesting, GHP, and I'm going to get back to that whole Michael thing in a minute. So, on Monday episode for Wino, you may or may not want to put Nick's head on the chopping. You may or may not want to put Nick's head on the chopping block. I've been digging Wino so far. I've been generally digging Wino so far. I'm not gonna lie, Jay's fan. Sometimes I feel like with Brooke Logan, they try to make her as timeless as Erica Kane. And she is, as much as I like Brooke Logan, she'll never be Erica Kane. She will never be fucking Erica Kane. And I feel like they try to make her as timeless and whatever as Erica Kane. I'm like, nah, boy, you're not Erica Kane. Um, and it's like, here's the thing. I'm just gonna go back to the other thing. It's not so much that I'm dismissive with you when you talk about or one second time. It's not that I'm dismissive. It's just, again, I'm not trying to be rude. I just generally, I remember one time you sat there and said that, like, you're emotionally invested in these characters, and I'm just not. So, like, when people like really get like hyped up about certain characters, I'm kind of just like, okay, that's cool. And it's not like being a dick. It's just like I don't, I don't vibe with the show like that. I had a PS5, but I always break my controllers getting that. Oh, you be fucking raging out. Okay. Wow. You be raging out. Okay. I think that Brooke went to the point of no return when she had an affair with her daughter's husband. Yeah, that's true. Kristen Christine would make a terrible spy. She spills all the secrets. I think that's why I like your theory so much. However, she could be Sunny's downfall if the writers would actually pull that trigger. Yeah. Like I said, it makes me very sus of that. It makes me very sus at. Um, when he comes into town, he whispers in Sonny's ear. Next thing you know, Sonny pulls a fucking loaded weapon on Rick, and Rick just after he put it away, when he saw, okay, Rick just got a present for Liz, he doesn't apologize. He just sits there and says, well, given our history, you have to understand where I'm coming from. Like, what the fuck? It's hard to sit there and think my. It's hard to think my first experience, like my first movie I saw. I just remember the timeless ones that I saw. Like I saw The Demolition Man, um, where Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock and da 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 da, Wesley Snipes, which I fucking love that movie. I saw The Flintstones, which I mean I like that movie for so many reasons. Mostly because he actually had real sets. It wasn't. It was before you had like CGI this and CGI that. Like the actually built fucking sets. Um, I don't understand how. I don't understand why Nina is actually. Um, why is Nina at the fucking hospital still? Willow was like, "Go home. You're making it suspicious. Suspicion." Oh, and thank you. You reminded me of something, Jade fan. I fucking. I'm not gonna lie, because the thing is, like, you go back and you watch Demolition Man, and there's so many things about that movie that like predicted the future. It's actually pretty insane. Um, she's just a fucking dingbat. I mean, yeah. I mean, let's be honest. She don't got no man. Okay. Yeah, the one with Sylvester Stallone. I mean, yeah, it was a great. Like I said, it was a great movie. Fucking loved it. So it was fun. You know what it is? It was at a time before you had a ton of trailers. It was at a time before you had people that will come online and tell you, don't see this movie because it's bad. This was a time before you had spoilers. You know, you would just go and watch a movie and you liked it, and it was word of mouth, and that's how it was. Time says she is, but she makes me smile. I'd rather listen to her kooky rants than Carly sent him one of his speeches about her grown daughter's choices. Um, I can agree on that to an extent. She was trying to stab Valentine and got Jack instead. She may have done Jack a favor. Yes, exactly. Because Ross was like, "Yo, listen." He even sat there and said, "Like, I think that they want to do me a favor because you know I was planning on killing you myself." You don't watch the Carly Cousins. Oh, and trust me, I think we know that. You know what it is? You know what it is about Ross? You know what it is about Ross? He just has a certain demeanor. He has a certain demeanor when he comes. And you know the thing that's really crazy? So the actor that plays, okay, fuck it, for conversational purposes, the actor that plays, wait, black people, hold on, hold on. Does anybody else sit there and see black purple in here? Because I don't see her. Oh, there we go. Not saying, just stop by to say hello. What's good, black purple? I was like, yo, because somebody sat there and said hi. You was like, Jonathan was good. Carly hit on two men at stroking at Willow's house without understanding how close she was to the facts. Okay, now I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna read that sentence again because you know, yeah, I saw it, Jonathan. I read that sentence. Carly hit on two men stroking at Willow's house. Yes, you too. Have a great night, Black Purple. It was great to see you, and I hope you have a great weekend. I'm not gonna lie, part. I'm not gonna lie, but you know what? Fuck it. I still want people to join the membership, but no, no, no. Who the fuck is? I'm not gonna lie. I'm really just like, what's good, Lisa? No, hold on. 'Cause I want to do something and I can't do it right now because I can't find it. Oh, are you fucking serious? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to sit there and like I wanted to pin her comment, but I can't fucking find it. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of tight about that right now. Okay, all right. Well, we all heard the joke, so You know, I'm not. It was good, Darby. I'm not gonna lie. When she did that shit the first time, I was like, that was very low class. It was good, Darby. It was very fucking low class. I don't understand what the fuck is going on with YouTube. No, it's kind of pissing me off because you have Lonnie Smith there saying like, "Oh, you need to sit there and give her some. You need to give her. You need to give her some space." I was like, I don't understand what is wrong with you two dingbat of women. Paulina don't own the fucking town. She can't sit there and decide, oh well, Joy, you gotta fucking leave. Like, Joy's there for fucking the baby and Alex. She ain't there for your dumb ass. Like, what are you talking about? Alright, fuck it. I guess YouTube is fucked tonight. Alright, that's cool. Um, what's good, Darby? It's good to see you. I was like, yo, there you go. But check, I don't even want to have it. Hey, Darby, happy belated Mother's Day if you're a mom. I mean, he does sit there and talk about wearing dresses from time to time, so, like, I mean, like, who knows, you know? You don't believe me? Ask him. Um, not gonna, that's what pisses me off so much. But yeah, I didn't like that. You know what's funny, Jonathan? I said that in my review. I'm like, Jordan's already sitting there going through it, and now she gotta sit there and worry about that idiot who decided to sit there and assault Isaiah. But this is something that I will say. I know you haven't been watching Beyond the Gates, and I'm not gonna make this a long rant or the rant that I probably should sit there and make. CK said Curtis needs to be arrested for his foolishness. Ooh, I love it. Been trying to play a Hollywood producer all the time to give me the bro. The listen, if you want to sit there and wear dresses, I don't judge. Okay, whatever kink you're into, I don't judge. Right? As long as it makes you happy, that's what I care about. Okay, so I have to say, Jonathan, yesterday was probably like, in a sense, it was the worst episode because it made me so fucking angry. Like, okay, let me put it this way. Really? 50? Reverse psychology. I mean, you talk about how you like wearing dresses, and I'm like, all right, bro, cool. Listen, you do you. You know, you want to wear a dress. I ain't here to stop you, man. You know, but it was okay. Let me put it this way, Jonathan. The last time there was two times that I got really angry watching the show. One was when Michelle Stafford played Nina, and she was literally sitting there bullying Willow. The second time that and which made me do soap reviews. The second time that I got upset was when Stella was in Jordan's workplace and she was running her mouth in front of her coworkers like she didn't give a damn. And yet, both of those scenes had nothing on watching Anastasia and her little fucking cunt daughter or granddaughter, um, Francesca, literally say the most meanest, cruelest, nastiest shit that I've heard somebody sit there and say to somebody who's a teenager. I don't even like Samantha. I find her irritating. And even I was like, yo, this fucking bitch needs to be dog. I was, at that point, I was just generally done with the soul. Yeah, yeah, I did. I don't use that word too often, Ryan, but like that's how angry I got. I've been angry, but like, did you catch how they had a close up of Jason and Danny picture when Colin? Yes, because yeah, and I'm glad you caught that, Monique, because I think Roz is sitting there thinking that Danny's the one that shot. He was like, who would he go to jail for? Who would he risk it all for? Hobbit needs to see if he can dress a black man to dress Hobbit. If you want to show off, bro. It was really funny that I didn't even sit there and talk about dresses. It was Darby. Darby came in here talking about dresses. I'm like, bro, listen, we're accepting. We're a nice group. We don't judge you on your personal habits and whatever makes you happy. You do you. It does. Except for that cotillion shit. Except for that cotillion shit, Jonathan. It's a horrible word, but sometimes it's just I hate to use that word, and I still think it's low class. I mean, yeah, and that's the thing, G fan. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I don't generally like calling a woman a bitch. I don't. Um, and I don't think it's right. So, like, I do feel pretty shitty when I say it. Like, I don't think it's like for me personally. Like, I don't like slut shaming. I don't like slut shaming. I don't like it at all, and I don't allow it in my chat. This 2 weeks. Yeah, I was like, yo, I haven't seen you in a hot minute, Darby. Like, where the hell have you been? Because Jason is Carly's best friend, and she loves Jason, so she's gonna love his son. Uh, that's a good one, Ryan. That's a good one. I did. I absolutely did. Sean, if you think so, I'm not gonna. You know, that's your opinion. Um, I respectfully disagree, but um, well, I don't like it. I did it, but like, I don't like it. Um, which so I do okay. I do like that. No, I don't. But I think that that's a question, Sean. Given the fact that you don't like Carly, if it was another character that had a picture of Jason, well, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's kind of hard. Yeah, I'm just gonna be honest. I feel like you may think that she's obsessed with Jason. I don't think that you're necessarily wrong, but I do think because you don't like Carly that it kind of clouds your judgment in a sense. Um, yeah, they were actually that bad. Like they were actually that bad. And like I said, there's been like two times I've sat there and watched the soap opera and just been like visually. fucking angry, and those was on GH. And this scene was way worse. This scene was way worse. I get that, Sean. I do. I'm not gonna sit there and say that you're wrong about that. I don't like one that. Feel free. Feel free to repeat himself over and over again with that vulgar word. Ooh. Hey, listen, Darby. The point is that I can call myself out. I can call myself out. It's really funny, James fan though. It was really funny. Again, I don't want you to take this any sort of way, but when I do these reviews and live streams and stuff like that, I thought about you, right? I thought about you, James fan. I can only imagine the look that GH fan is having right now. It looks like Hope will end up leaving Force Creation. She should have left Force Creation. Because in all reality, I'm like, you're hoping against all odds that your mom is going to convince Ridge to kick his daughter to the side? Like, really? Are you, like, what? Albert, are you being a Curtis Ashford, the eternal victim? I'm not being the Curtis Ashford. Anyway, my point is, Yates fan, you know, I thought about you. And, in the like, how do I sit there and say this? I appreciate you being in the chat, right? Because, like, you started off as very hardcore, like another person that shall not be named. But you're able to mellow out and just kind of just be like just a chill person or whatever. So I appreciate it. So yeah, that's it. My whole thing is like him sitting there saying like, oh well, um, you've done a great job and you've done this and you've done that and you made all these accomplishments and stuff. I'm like, okay, so why are you switching Steffi for Hope? What's good, Angelica? Oh no, don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted, Sean. I can always be an asshole. I mean, like that should does not go away. Um, but like I said, I got to give GH fan his props because there's a little up here. Ever since then, he's been chill. So. But like, why? It's like you're not giving a reason of why you are changing leadership. You're just like, oh well, I think right now it should just be her. I'm like, why? Like you're not giving an actual sound business reason. I'm good. I'm good, Angelica. I survived today, and I'm very happy about that. To be honest, like dead serious. Like you're awesome being an asshole. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think I try. I mean, I'd much rather sit there and come in and be fun and chill, just talk about soaps and whatever, and just have a good time. Um, it's only when people kind of get out of pocket where I gotta, I gotta sit there and switch the tone. What's good? What's good, Lashawn? What's good, Lashanta? It's good to see you. Well, thank you, Sean. Thank you. No, it's listen, J fan. I think I only use that word to sit there and describe how I felt about that particular part. No, J fan. I don't plan on just sit there just saying that as an everyday sort of sentence. Trust me, it's not necessarily a sentence that I generally like. So he was pissed off. He was pissed off, and the thing is, I understand because here's the thing: he always had an issue with RJ, the golden child coming in, and he worked very hard. And yes, I understand that RJ got natural talent, but like you've been doing this shit for years, right? And he feels unappreciated, undervalued. And the thing is, Jonathan, was different is that the last actor that played RJ, he didn't come across as this smug, arrogant, nepo baby. He didn't come across as super entitled. Oh, f you, Will. I don't like the Spencers. The Spencers are bad. Like he never had that type of attitude. Like he comes across as so unlikable compared to um, the last. It's like they literally decided to take his personality, say, "Yeah, fuck that. We don't need that," and just decided to be the annoying nepo baby that he is. If Jason confessed and locked up for shooting Cullen, why is he investigating? And do you think Cullum's going after? Oh, he's definitely going to keep his eye on Danny. He's definitely going to keep his eye on Danny. I would definitely say that. And see, that's the thing, Latasha. Like we were saying that before. He was like, "Yo," he came in that room and he was like, "Yo, Jason didn't shoot me. But if he didn't shoot me, he's covering up for somebody. Who would he cover up for?" And that's when he saw the picture in Carly's house of Danny and Jason together. He kind of realized Danny, Jason would risk it all for his son. Um, so yeah, I believe that. Texas Twister. Taking away the microphone, what do you think of me saying that Dante should leave before us? I don't see him being able to do anything else. I remember that episode where he was actually a mobster, and I wanna actually watch that episode, but I don't see him doing anything else. You know, like, I don't see him like leaving the force and doing what? What could he really do? Like, if you really think about it, like what else is he suited for? Unless they decide to have him be like the next Donna Portral. That would be so fucking dope. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, all right, Sean, that's interesting. Okay, Curtis doing too much. Curtis be doing too much on a daily basis. This is not. I mean, you say a sentence like that, like I'm gonna take your child and I'm gonna be a better father to that child than you. Yeah, broski, you kind of asked me to sit there and get kind of asked me to sit there and get hit. I have a slight disagreement with you about Rocco potentially snitching on Danny to keep him safe, but doing no. And you know the thing is, yes, I will see you tomorrow, Sean. We're gonna have a fun time. Um, I picked a great character. That's all I'm gonna sit there and say. You know, and that's the thing though, Jonathan. She's not there switching the rules and shit. And I'm not gonna lie, Zen was like, "Yo, listen, you knew exactly what we were getting into, and now you want to sit there and change the fucking get the fuck out of here." You know, maybe I didn't make that clear, but you know, granted, Darby, why I don't like snitches. I don't like snitches. Um, I do understand where he was coming from, Darby, because you know the last time they did some shit, he got arrested, he got beat up in jail. So I understand why he wants to make sure that they don't do anything stupid that can hurt them or worse. So yeah, I kind of do get it. He definitely tried to come at Danny. Yeah, that exactly, Jake, man. Like, and that's the thing. Both of those statements can be true because they both happen. You don't tell another man that you're gonna raise their child and you're gonna be a better father to them. But you know, from Curtis, like, bro, you're not gonna sit there and keep going in his face constantly, and then practically trying to set him up for something that he didn't do. Like, nah, you can only push a man so far. You can only push a man so far. Would Culture kill? Oh, will Cullen kill a kid? I don't think he would kill him. I think he would sit there and send him like away. You know, like he did with Jason. He would sit there and like send him away. I do believe he would send him away. It was good research. Shit. I think I said I had to research. If I didn't, you're still in the chat. No, I think he would send him away. Like, you know, some fucking faraway place, whatever. I do believe that. Darby says, Albert, if you were my brother and you were being led around by some idiot chick into doing something dangerous and stupid, I'll tell him you. No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, in a sense, well, I do appreciate that, Darby. In a sense, I do understand where Rock is coming from. So, again, although I don't like snitching, because I think that's a bitch move, I do understand why he's doing it. I do understand why he's doing it. Let's shut this says Albert. What Dante do with the evidence? He didn't do anything with the evidence yet. He just told Ross that he can't find the evidence. And he has the evidence. I'm waiting to sit there and see what he's going to do with it because he did get the evidence from that you know, one of his workers or whatever. He has the evidence. He didn't do anything with the evidence yet. I think Colin would kill a kid has no evidence. You know, it's actually funny. Um, Ariana, it's like he has a very psychotic look in his face. Like the dude looks like a goddamn sociopath. Mo says I think Sonny was referring to the panic room with Greg and Ariel Coriolis and what he did with Elizabeth. I mean, you know, that and just every other time that Rick has sat there and tried to fuck over Sonny. And I get that, but like, bro, you pointed a loaded gun in this man's face and you didn't even apologize. No fucking apology whatsoever. You just sat there and acted like a fucking man child. Yeah, the actor plays it well because the actor comes across as this really nice guy. You know, Lashanta. I don't see why they would, but the thing is, Lashanta, I've been hearing from other channels that they're gonna kill off Jack. You know, I've been hearing from other channels and other people coming in here and saying they're gonna kill off Jack. But the thing is, Lashanta, I've heard people sit there and say that they're gonna kill off Rick. Oh, that was a bitch move. Exactly, Jerry. It is, but like in that's like here's the thing, Jerry. I would rather sit there and pull a bitch move and keep my loved ones alive than not do it and be haunted by it, you know? Oh, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Darby says Sonny's done worse than Rick, and now Sonny is bent out of shape over Rick having secret. What do you mean Sonny has done worse? Worse? What has Sonny done that was worse? That was worse to Rick? Not worse. Not worse in general. But worser to Rick. I'm pretty sure you weren't, but I'm pretty sure you were. I do like the fact that Nina did. Okay, what I don't understand is GH fan is on one hand Nina used her brain to sit there and back Carly down because Carly was like, "I'm going to sit there and tell and Valentine being at your house, Valentine being at Willow's house, we can get the kids by using that." First of all, I was like, Carly, you need to sit there and stop trying to take Willow's fucking kids. Let Michael do that shit. If Michael wants to sit there and take care of the kids, let Michael do that. Carly, you sit your ass down somewhere. I don't understand where Nina got that ammunition from. I just Cass is telling Josh too much. That's what I like though, Lashonda. That's what I like. The fact that Jocelyn used her brain to sit there and you know get Cassius to open up because the thing is she's like listen, I'm not gonna win on a physical level, but if I can get him to drop his guard, be a little rare with him, get him to open up, I'm like that's pure fucking genius. She said that at first, but then she took it a step further. She started out with that, but then she took it a step further. She did. She took that a bit further than that. And she did use those words. I remember her using those words because I made a big deal out of it. Rashanta says, but Albert, when you know too much, you're the. Oh, from Jocelyn's point. Okay, I can say that. I'm just saying, like, I like the fact that Jocelyn used her brain. And she started playing, psychological games with it. The thing is, Lashanta, when you know me, when Johnson does something stupid, I'm the first person to put my boot on her neck. When she does something smart, I will give the chick credit, you know? I mean, Sonny is always reminding us that Rick has done some sketchy things in the past with him and Sonny acting like he's done nothing wrong ever in his entire life, like he's a saint. Let me ask you a question, Jade fan. Okay, you say, but I don't think that's so bad given Carly is right on the money. I feel like it's, here's the thing, Jade fan. I feel like it's easier for you to sit there and say it because you're a Carly fan. You're a Carly fan, you don't like Nina, and you don't like Willow. I mean, that's the truth of the matter. You like Carly, you don't like Nina, and you don't like Willow. That's the truth of the matter. So whether she was on the money or not, she needs to mind her fucking business. Michael's a grown ass man. He is way more capable of fighting his own damn battles. You know how I personally feel about that. Carly, stay in your fucking lane. Stay in your goddamn lane. Because, like Nina said, hey, you want me to sit there and talk column about Jocelyn? No? Then keep your mouth shut. He was. He was. And that was good. Curtis is jealous of what? What is he jealous of? I'm just curious. Like you said, that Curtis is jealous. Respectfully, James, man. Respectfully. I mean, come on, James, man. I'm giving your boy Michael his credit that he's due. He can fight his battles. He already has a plan. He's good. Carly, you need to sit there and take a goddamn back seat. I mean, I get that. You're right, PK. You're right. It's just like I get to a point. It's like Michael's a grown ass man. How about you let him fight his own goddamn battle? I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna respectfully agree to disagree with that Jewish fan, but I respect your opinion, and you know, you you know, yeah. Darby, let me know if you're in the. Let me know if you're in the chat. What I'm saying is, Jewish fan. I'll be honest. Nina, calm your tits. You need to sit there and back out. Carly, you need to sit there and take a step back. Here's the thing, Jewish fan. Michael is a grown ass man. Let me okay. I'm gonna be honest. First of all, I stand by what I said before. Carly, stop trying to take this woman's kids. They're not your kids. They're Michael's kids. I don't give a shit about you being a grandma. Michael got this. If Michael needs backup, he'll sit there in court. And that's just something else. Michael's a grown Michael has power. Michael has force. I don't need Carly to sit there and be fighting Michael's battles. I don't like that. I want Michael to sit there and fucking shine and handle his business like a damn man. Carly, you need to sit there and take a step back until he asks for your damn help. That's what I'm sitting there saying. You know, at the end of the day, I don't care if they're your grandkids, they're her kids. She implied that, like, she could sit there and get the kids taken away because of Valentine being an international criminal. She can use that to sit there and pressure whatever. Curtis is only jealous of it because he's with Portia. He gets to experience the pregnancy with her. Curtis is on the outside looking in. Okay. Especially funny, Jage fan. I'm actually that they giving Michael credit. And instead of you that they kind of agree with me on it, you're just like, he has every right. I'm like, bro, I'm literally that they giving Michael credit. Like, was it me or was Dante kind of jealous when Liz said, listen, I feel like they've been doing that Kim test for a hot minute, Mom. Autumn says, now Cullen thinks Danny shot him. What is Danny and Rocket going to do when Cullen goes after him? Curtis doing too much. Curtis stay doing too much. Him doing too much is just, well, I mean, let's. I like Jocelyn, but let's not sit there and give her too much credit. She held her own. She didn't kick Cassius' ass. She held her own. I know. Well, trust me, Jays fan, you've been sitting there saying that from day one. I remember specifically. I can go back and I can look at all the messages. I know you're saying. What I'm sitting there saying is, Michael's a grown ass man. Let him fight his own battles. Let him fight his battles. He's more than fucking capable of doing. I don't like that over fucking reach and shit. Let Michael fight his fucking battles. Let's see how fucking strong Michael is without fucking Carly superseding and being like, I should do this, I should do that. No. Michael's a man. Let him handle his shit like a fucking man. God damn, that is so fucking annoying. Yeah, if he adds, not having just people just do shit for him. He's a grown ass man. Let him fight his own battles. I'm not gonna lie, I can't stand that shit. And the thing is, GH fans, it's not even for the reasons you think it is. Even if she threatens to take the children away, they're not her children. Michael can. Exactly, Michael can, not fucking Carly. And I understand, grandma. Nah, fuck that bullshit. Oh no, he listen. He definitely got the brunt end of it. But I mean, you go back and you watch that fight. Big fan, I think you're missing the point. See, okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, fan. The last time that I sat there and I said that stuff, I said it for different reasons. I'm saying that Michael is capable of fighting his own battles. Let him fight his battles. Let him fight his goddamn battles. Stop having other people sit there and fight his battles. He's more than capable of doing it. It's hard to sit there and see that when somebody else is constantly fucking jumping in. It's like if you have two people sitting there having a fight and then people are sitting there jumping in. No, fuck that. Y'all stay on the goddamn sidelines. Let this man do his thing. Autumn says, what do you think of the stuff going on between Hope and Stephanie? Hope is an idiot. Let's be real. Hope is an idiot. I'm agreeing with Stephanie. Stephanie is a great CEO. There's no need for fucking. There's no need for Brooke to sit there and like come in and like, you know, there's no need for change when she's already doing a good job. To destruction, I'm excited to see where their house of cards start to fall. But I'm just saying, like, Autumn, like, Steffi's already doing a great job. Why does Brooke need to sit there and come in and be CEO? Yes, she contributes to the company. And that's great. But Steffi is also doing great things for the company. So why are we taking? It's not like Steffi's um started making mistakes. People don't like her. She start business deals start falling through. She's doing great, and he acknowledged that. So by that definition, why the fuck are you sitting there changing shit around just because? How am I bashing cat? Well, I don't see it as I see it as more of just me being annoyed. I don't see it as bashing. I see it as me being annoyed. Lashanta says, "What do you think about Riz choosing Steffi? It was a good choice, and he didn't need to sit there and change the damn thing. Brooke thought her kid would save her. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually kind of funny. Brooke doesn't need to come in, but Steffi is making some immature decisions. I can kind of see that, but like for the most part, like Rich said, he's giving her compliments on the things that she has done and that she has accomplished. So there's no need to sit there and change anything. There's no need. There's no need to sit there and change anything. Philip probably will learn. Yeah, that's why you said that he doesn't want anything to do with her, Jonathan. He literally said, I don't want anything to do with you because he probably figured it out. Hope and stuff we have always fought ever since they aged up. Hope and I don't even watch B&B anymore. I haven't watched in years. And you haven't missed a damn thing, CK. Hope should have never put the bug in her mom's ear about zero position. Hope should just leave and go to low. And I agree with that. I fucking totally agree with that. I told you, she honestly tell you the truth, she got her mom's hopes up, and for nothing, she got mom's hopes up. You Rick and Josh going out well over Michael couldn't fight for himself because he was in the hospital recovering from burns. Yeah, I did. I did. But you know the thing is, I'm not changing my position on that though. I'm just not changing my position on that for a lot of reasons. I know that you're all about like kumbaya and everybody needs to come to Michael's defense because you love Michael and everything, but I have my reasons of why, and I've said that. I'm not changing my position on that. But I'm also not changing my position on that because Michael can fight his own battles. Okay? Michael can fight his own battles, and I'm tired of seeing other people come in and steal his thunder. Okay? Tired of that shit. Let Michael do his thing. Phyllis fired Michael as her attorney. Good move, bad move. Oh, it's definitely a bad move. Everything that she has been doing so far has been a bad move. And the sad thing is that she tries to come across as a victim, like, oh, I'm just, I want to get my due and I want people to sit there and take me seriously. And it's just like, girl, you are taking somebody else's fucking company. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, GH fan, that was so long ago. I don't even remember why I said what I said. I don't even remember why I said what I said. But honestly, to tell you the truth, GH fan, it's not even about like then. It's about now. It's about now. I don't even remember that back then. Probably told he probably told Xana, and Xana will probably give Gabby similar treatment. Let's be honest, Steffi tanked the successful line because her brother was butthurt over an office romance. Hope for the future was fine until she encouraged it less designer to jump ship. Hmm. So, with that being said, let me ask you a question, Dominic. Okay, let me ask you a question, Dominic. Do you think that Brooke should be CEO? And if so, why do you think that Brooke should be CEO? And Monique says, how do you go, Medix? That's the thing though, CK. I sit there and I look at Phyllis and I look at her friends. And I'm gonna be honest. She makes it so damn difficult for her friends to love her and support her, right? Because I'm like, girl, you're in the wrong. You're the one that sat there and stole somebody else's company. Okay, and you're not even gonna have a fucking company after what Victor does. You're so pig-headed that you're willing to go to jail, and if not, you're willing to lose the company and look like a shitstorm in the business world just to sit there and say, "But I did it though." What the fuck did you really do? I do agree that Carly was sus when she threatens to take the kids. I just want you to acknowledge that it's okay to defend your friends and family when you feel they are being mistreated. I I don't know. I can't. I mean, I get what you're saying, GH fan. You've been saying that since I've seen you in the comment section. I think we're gonna just have a disagreement about that, and I think it's okay. But I do see where you're coming from. I just I stand by what I said. I respect your opinion, but I stand by what I said and why I said it. I didn't say Brooke should be CEO. I just said that Steffi's making some immature. Just and you know what? Okay, no, I just wanted to ask your opinion on that. But okay, I get you, GH fan. I get you. I just want. I'm not being dismissive. It's just I'm standing by my decision. But I see what you're saying. Though. I see what you're saying. I'm not necessarily like knocking your state. Um, I had a problem with it. Um, I had a problem. I'm not gonna lie. I really did have a problem with it. I had a problem with a lot of it, honestly. But I respect your opinion. So Phil wasn't even going to Logan, Liam, and her ear, but you don't want Brooke to know. I just I'm not even gonna sit there and say that I'm not even gonna sit there and say you're wrong on this. But you know what's really funny though? So I forgot his name, but he was pretty much like, okay, so like I said, Jason, I get where you're coming from. Here's the thing. I sat there and I looked at the events of I looked at the events and how it played out, and I didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. So I can't really change my mind on it, but I get what you're saying. It would be a twist or goes to Logan they hire Clark as their lead designer. My whole thing is that I wasn't even. My whole thing was, Jonathan. I hoped that he was going to be a force. I thought I was hoping that he was going to be a force. That he was because here's the thing, Jonathan. You know how Amy is. Amy is the type of person that will come in. She doesn't back down on her belief. When she feels very strongly about something, she'll sit there and say it and let that shit be known. So, when you really think about it, Jonathan, for somebody to be so strong, so bold, so whatever, they saddle her up with a passive aggressive husband. They saddle her with a passive aggressive husband, and I just was like, I mean, it's cool to see him, but I'm like, okay, let me put it this way: you can tell that she runs that goddamn house. She runs that damn house. She runs that fucking house. Brooke will go to Brooke will go to Katie's company. Yeah, and whine and bitch and complain. Jason says you seem to be somewhat triggered when you think characters are nosy. It seems like you care more about that than if what they're saying is accurate. No, I keep that into account. I do. Because a lot of times I'll sit there and say, depending on what the situation is, I'll be like, listen, it's like, let me put it this way. It's the right message a lot of times, but the wrong messenger. It's the right message, but the wrong messenger. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but it's the right message, but the wrong messenger. You know, when Jason sat there and fought Drew, it pissed me off, right? Because honestly, to tell you the truth, let's be honest. If Michael would have sat there and fought Drew, it wouldn't have went well, right? So I feel like it's like that in those situations. You know? Yeah, exactly, right message, wrong messenger. When I sat there and I watched some of those scenes, I'm like, I get what you're saying, but boo, you need to sit there and take a step back. Just roll it back. Just keep rolling that shit back. I don't think, the honest with you, Lashanta, I don't think you're necessarily wrong. Especially when Stephanie was like, you know, you chose Brooke. We didn't. We didn't have a choice about having Brooke in our lives. You chose that one. But again, the whole thing is so goddamn asinine because it's like I know that Belmax listening to saying that like she made some immature choices. But the point is that the company is fucking thriving. And that's largely in part to her. So why the fuck are we sitting there just changing ownership just because you want to please your damn wife? Because let's be honest, we can all sit there and look at that situation and be like, okay, let's be real. You're thinking with your little head. You're not thinking with right here. You're thinking with your pants. And I'm glad for fucking once in his sad, pathetic life that Riz decided to think with the bigger fucking head. Yeah, I read it. Brooke tried to guilt trip Riz by saying she's disappointed. I don't know, like, probably kind of. I mean, I do see that with Shaka, but like, I probably looked at that like I'm disappointed. Like she's some fucking queen or whatever, and the knight disappointed her or some shit. I think it comes across. I think it comes across like you're defending the first world. It's crazy to me that you chastise Jason for that because it came across. It came, it came off like you were defending her. Okay. Well, I can see that you interpreted that way. That's not the way I was going for as far as defending Drew. Although what I will sit there and say is that I don't like sucker punches. Um, and I thought that that was a bitch move when he fought him. But that's not what I was trying to do. I wasn't defending Drew in that situation. But I'm like, Jason, that wasn't your fucking place. You know why I stand with them. So I don't think we need to really kind of like reiterate where I'm coming from. But did you see gloating hope, the gloating hope and Brooke did? The gloating? Um, in a sense, yes, but not really. Um, I feel like, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, Jonathan. I feel like she's gonna be selfish. She's gonna try to seduce Ted, knowing that Ted is in a relationship with Shanice. With Shanice is already pissing me off in general, but like I don't know. Here's the thing. She's been on this whole quest of like Nicole got to get her groove back, and I'm like, girl, what the fuck are you doing? You already sit there messing around with two other men. You're with one person. You're thinking about Ted. I just I'm not gonna lie. I'm just like I'm so fucking over Nicole and her. Nicole got her groove back. I'm just like so. Oh my lord! It's just I'm not gonna lie, it kind of annoys me a little bit because I feel like she's gonna sit there and fuck up their relationship and just be like, oh, but the heart wants what it wants because Vanessa's dumbass is just encouraging her to do that. That's the other thing. What's the second punch? What more said? It was a sucker punch. Okay? He didn't sit there and start throwing up the hands. He knew that Drew sat there and shook his hand. It was a sucker punch. Okay? And it was, I'm not gonna lie, I have to tell you the truth. Listen, I like Jason, but it was a bitch ass move. It was a bitch ass move. But Jason, the so called tough guy, the untouchable, the unbeatable, and yet you had to sit there and sucker punch Drew just to sit there and get a head start. Nah, that's some bitch made shit right there. And the thing is, I like Jason to an extent, but nah. I know you don't like Drew, so you're not gonna like entertain that idea. But for me, that was a bitch ass move, and I stand by it. It's funny because I swear it's like you just wrote the same thing. But don't get me wrong. I'm not like fucking Drew's cheerleader or anything like that. But they are going back to Ted and Cole faster than I expect. You know what's funny though, Medic? I could have swore. Dominic, did you say that like a couple months ago? I could have swore maybe you said that a couple months ago. I think that Nicole fantasy about Ted is that she wants him back. She was having second thoughts before he slept with Leslie again. Yeah, and now his goofy ass. Yes, I was like, I think I could have swore you fucking did. I looked at the situation, right? Drew came in and he had his hand ready to sit there and shake Jason's hand and whatnot. Jason knew that he wasn't ready to fight. He wasn't, ready to sit there and be like, okay, cool. Because here's the thing: if I'm gonna fight you, I'm not gonna sit there and sucker punch you. I'm like, no, bro, we sit there shooting ahead, we going at it. So, put up your fist, let's get ready to go. Not just what he did. What Jason did and don't get me wrong, I used to love fucking Jason back in the day. Dude was badass, okay? But like, no, you want to sit there and fight? I'm like, yo, listen, let's go. You know? Yeah, yeah, and exactly, and they're called bitches. Exactly, yeah. And don't sit there and say no one because people who actually can sit there and look themselves in the mirrors don't sit there and throw sucker punches like that. There's this little thing called like I have pride in myself. I know how to handle myself. I don't have to sit there and sneak in and attack, sit there and beat the person I'm going to sit there and fight. Let's not let's not sit there and lump everybody um into the that was some cowardly shit. Like I said, that was entirely shit. Here's the thing, Jason. You can sit there and try to dress that around all you want. Trust me, as a Jason fan, but nah, bro. According to Belinda on Social Lucas dying with illness. You know, it's funny. Belinda's it's funny too because somebody else said that, and I was like, Belinda loves me because I don't know if that's a theory. Okay, let me ask you something, Monique. Did she sit there and say that that was a theory, or did she sit there and say, "Oh, I heard a scoop from so and so Smith is saying that Rick is going to die"? I think that's the thing about sucker punches. A full fight is never the intention. It just becomes. I don't know what that means. Well, I did answer your question. It is. I did answer your question. I actually told you also even demonstrated it. It was a leak that Belinda heard. Oh, okay. Well, that should be entertaining. I was didn't say that much. That should be entertaining. Now, Belinda, a sucker punch is when you don't think that somebody's going to sit there and be fighting you. Okay? It's not like they sat there. Susan says you're spot on about sucker punch. I grew up with four brothers, and I've known what a sucker punch is for a long time. Exactly. I'm like, I don't know any other ways I can sit and explain what a sucker punch is. I literally, okay, I'm going to sit there and say this again once more, and then I'm done. Okay? You look at that situation. Jason walked in. A sucker punch is when a sucker punch is when a punch comes out of nowhere. Exactly. That's the definition of a sucker punch. That's exactly what Jason did. Drew had it. It's not like Drew was like, okay, cool. So we want to sit there and fight. We're going to go at it. Let's go. It's like, no. He walked in. Drew was like, okay, hey, I think he just was like, he thought that he was going to congratulate him or something like that. But he never actually expected him to sit there and be like, okay, cool. Let's just start fighting. No, that's exactly what a sucker punch is. What I'm saying is Jason wanted to react with one punch out of revenge, not because he's afraid to take out Drew. No, I get that, but what he wound up doing was a sucker punch. Actually, no, he did. He did, and he did. He did. He did. He refers to the person who, yeah, here's the thing. I explained it, you explained it. I think on some level, Jade fan, and granted, this is just me speculating, yeah. Um, I don't think it really matters to you because it's Drew. So rather somebody sucker punch Drew or they just fight the heady, it doesn't really matter because as long as Drew's getting punished, that's all that really matters from the emotional aspect coming from, which is fine. It is what it is. Yeah, I felt like it was just sloppily done. I just feel like I'm not surprised that Amy's husband comes across as more passive aggressive. And listen, I get it, opposites attract, okay? getting the punch and not protecting themselves, which makes him the sucker. Exactly. I don't. I don't think that you're really getting it, GH fan. I don't think you're really getting it, and I don't know if you're not getting it because you don't want to, because it's true. But I think this is one of those things that we gotta agree to disagree. Um, I'm pretty sure I explained it right, and I think most of the people in the chat understood what I meant. But yeah, because it's very sus. It's very sus. That's why she was like, "Yo, listen, maybe I should sit there and do a blood test and see what's in Jack's blood." Even Liz said that. Even fucking Elizabeth said that. But like I said, Jay fan, I think it's one of those things we're just gonna agree to disagree. We're just gonna agree to disagree. Uh, let's let's not sit there and take the compliments that I said. I have to sit there and rethink those. Uh, when they learn he's not, everyone will Cassius. I mean, everyone will be upset with Cassius. Yeah, like I said, I like the fact that Jocelyn was Smith there playing head games. Um, so I mean, granted, it's like granted, yes, he hasn't been doing. He's done some bad stuff. He's done some bad stuff, and so I can consider him bad. But I don't personally consider him evil. I don't consider him a villain. I just consider him a person that's bad shit. Nah, shit, man. I think we just need to agree to disagree, man. I think we just need to agree to disagree. Because at the end of the day, like I said, Jace, man, for me, it's more. Is that yes, yes, and if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But like I said, Jace, man, I don't really sit there and think about the stuff that deep. I don't. So, uh, the good and the bad times of the interesting times tonight when I first started streaming. I would say this. When DC used to sit there and come on here more. I remember we were sitting there talking, and he literally asked us both. He was like, "Do you guys watch porn?" We sat there and looked at each other like, did he really just sit there and say that to us? Plus the term researchers porn. Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea how the story is going to play out. I can't even sit there and give a prediction towards that. Um, I will. I think my whole thing is that I'm stuck on the fact that Paulina is pulling a hop. Like she's just giving up. She's just like, oh well, I'm giving him permission. That's not what he asked for. And if this marriage actually means anything to you, you would fight for this marriage, not just simply throw your hands in the air and say, well, fuck it, his former wife is back, so let me just sit there and step aside. I think I've been more stuck on that than like how the whole thing is going to play out. I can't even, yeah. Even if your kids are grown, you still have to protect them. You can be 40 or 59 years old, that mother instinct doesn't go away. Yeah, I mean, I get that. But it still doesn't mean that it's not an annoying factor, especially with car. I'm just like, fight for your fucking marriage, you know? Fight for your damn marriage. And that's why I got so annoyed with Lonnie talking to Joy, talking about, oh, well, you got to give her some space. I'm sorry, where is she allowed to go in this fucking town that Chanel is going to be? I did. I'm going to sit there and say this much, Jonathan. I feel like Firecracker's death was just a throwaway. Like, they didn't have to fucking kill Firecracker. It's almost like they just didn't know what to do with it. And I felt like she didn't really get a lot of shine. Like she fought Starlight once. And all she's really there for is, well, you know why she's really there. And even when they did give her a good story, it's like, cool, she gets a good story. Then she gets killed off. Like, oh, you don't think that I'm Jesus Christ? Bro, have you met her? This woman is like, what, 35? She had 35 years to sit there and only believe one God? And you think that she's just going to sit there and believe? Like, uh, also the lady's death. I just actually watched it. I didn't mind that one. I didn't mind that one. I wonder what will happen when people find out that Brit knew all along that Cassius. Oh yeah, she's gonna go right back to Smith there being. Well, she's already kind of a pariah, so I don't think that's really gonna make that much of a difference. Um, but it's interesting seeing Brit and uh, it's interesting seeing Brit and Lucas hang out and be friends. I mean, let's be honest. You don't need Brad to sit there and be your only friend. If Brad is your only friend, you know you are fucked. Okay? And granted, it's not even just because I don't like Brad. It's just he's nothing but a fucking weasel. And like he's somewhat kind of I don't want to say he's somewhat kind of a fucking loser too. Oh, and who was it? I mean, you're not talking about Black Noir. Oh yeah, yeah, not I know. I'm talking about French. Yeah, I'm talking about French. I mean, like I said, I understood that. And it's towards the end. Who are you talking about, Jonathan? Like, did I miss an episode, or is it like the last? Is it the last episode? Because it's only up to episode 7. So if they pulled episode 8, I didn't see it. I also wonder. Yeah, that's what I said. Frenchie. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I said Frenchie. Yeah, Frenchie. I understood. He was protecting, Kamiko and everything. But like, I was cool with that. Each fan says, "Do you think that Jordan has been whiny since the production? Some people might do one person for or a shell." Oh no, no, I don't. No, I don't think that she's been whiny. I think it's totally logical and it makes sense. People do like your psyche is kind of connected to your looks and how people perceive you is how you're going to sit there and think. So I don't think that she's whiny. My thing that I'm upset about is that now she's snipped it because of Curtis in her ear is like, oh, well, I want the other person to be held accountable. Girl, the only person that needs to be held accountable is you. And you can't even prove. It's like she's listening to Curtis Smith there saying that this isn't your fault. This isn't your fault. And I'm like, now she's like, oh, yeah, I want the other person held accountable. So, no, I don't think that she's being whiny. I mean, I get it, Jade fan, but I feel like those are two separate components. Her talking about her accent, her scar, is understandable. If they think that, that's just what they think. But her blaming the other driver, that's why I disagree. So I feel like there's two components. Yeah. Um, and the thing is, Misha Collins actually has a YouTube page. So there's one point where it has Robert Singer, Misha Collins, Jess Knuckles, and Jared Padalecki. I'm saying that I think it's making it hard for some people to have sympathy. Yeah, I get it, but I don't think that they're looking at it in a full scope. Like there's two components, and if all that they're thinking about is that she's whining about her accident, then they're not seeing the full scope, and they're not trying to understand the psychology behind it. And listen, that's on them. Like I'm not here to sit there and say that they're wrong, but I just think that they're being kind of short-sighted. Yeah, I didn't even know he actually had a YouTube page. But when you watch something, other things come up. Um, and then, Generation V got canceled. So, and the sad thing is that I'm not upset about it. Not because I don't think it's a good show. I'm just like, I always felt like it was more of a companion to the book. So, like, it being canceled, yes, it sucks because, whatever, but, like, I guess I'm just like, well, what more could they do? Also, I'm going to be honest, I'm not even necessarily on the boys' side. Like, they come across as terrorists. And they're like, we want to wipe out all suits. And I'm like, okay, you do realize that there are other suits that are actually good. There are kids, teenagers that are actual suits, and they just act like a bunch of fucking terrorists. So part of me is like, listen, y'all sit there and act like Homeland is bad. Y'all are willing to commit fucking genocide. What makes y'all better than Homeland at this point? I wish you joined as a great servers. I just wish she encouraged. Yeah, exactly. I do too. But that's the thing, though, GH man. Again, I feel like when I watch these soaps, specifically this stuff, I have to dumb myself down because I think too much, and I'm just like, this shit isn't working. So it's like I have to be kind of stupid to sit there and just be like, I can turn off my brain and just be like, whatever. I agree with that, CK. Between Brooklyn and her alleged encounter, and Willow and what the fuck he's doing. I mean, and Chase and what the hell he's doing. But that shit's coming to an end. The fact that he bought her flowers, I was like, bro, you bought her a ton of flowers. Like, what are we doing, bro? Get her a fucking plant. Get her a bonsai tree or something. Like, what are you doing? Sit there giving her a bunch of like. I just, I can't. I can't. It ain't a good look. I'm not sitting there saying it's cheating, but it's not a good look, though. You know? I'm not gonna lie, LaShawn. I was patient with Shanique. Girl, your insecurities are your problem. So like, you need to sit there and deal with those. Because ain't no man that's gonna sit there and be willing to sit there and have that much fucking patience dealing with your insecurities. Emily said Josh shouldn't have told Cassius everyone will accept because they will hate him because he's not Nathan. Yeah, but he needs to get some actual proof though, like hugs and stuff like that. That's kind of sus, but that's not enough. Again, I'm surprised that investigator was that there being kind of a smart ass and like I was like, you do realize that this is the man that signed your checks, and you're gonna sit there and practically imply, oh well, you probably the one that sat there and bought your way out of trouble. Like that's your fucking client. Like, are you serious? Exactly. That's what I'm sitting there saying. Like, oh, he took her side over mine. What are you fucking 12? I'm like, again, and that's what I'm saying, CK. Like, you don't have patience for that shit. Either you need to sit there and have your shit together, or you need to sit there and bow out because we're not going to be snitched. We're only going to be doing so much placating. Like I said, Jeez, man, I didn't like her little snide comment about Michael. Especially, it's also stupid. Like he's signing your check. Yeah, that's true, LaShawn. Because Kane can actually do something for her. So Lily is all about Kane now because he can do something for her. Like, okay, whatever. And Kane is just, you know, I didn't like it, but I was also like, it was also stupid. Like, he signed you. And then the sad thing is, GH he was like, listen, if you do great work, I'll sit there and give you a bonus. No, I'm not giving you a bonus that month. Or like, I'm not giving you a bonus that month. No, I'm good. Nah, bro. You need to be taught a lesson. And the thing is, CK, everyone saw that coming, and I got disappointed because I was like, Kane forgave her so fucking fast. He could have been decent to her and nice, but not just like, oh, I'll take you back right away. Like, god damn, bro, like you have no pride in yourself whatsoever. Like, really? Like, it's like I get it's a woman's fantasy, but like, god damn. The sad thing is though, is that as bad as that story is, I would take that over Beyond the Gates 1,000 times over. Like I'll be honest, it's very difficult for men, and for me personally, when I look at it, it's very difficult to really get like men into Beyond the Gates. Like how many times do you sit there and watch that show where it's like Vanessa and Nicole are talking about their sex life? Let me tell you something. Men don't want to sit there and listen to a woman talk about their sex life. They just fucking don't. And Beyond the Gates do that shit all the damn time. And listen, just as a man, I'm just like, oh great. I gotta sit there and hear about Nicole and another one of her sexual encounters. Just so damn disappointing. I was all about to mention because she quickly jumped on bandwagon Michael. I mean, yeah, she did, but like, I don't know if I would have been so quick to sit there and mention a bonus. Like, I mean, I guess I would have just to sit there and get her to do her job, but like, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely would have sat there and gave her like some a fucking bad review. I agree, Asian days have better storylines to attract men. They do. They do. It's just that, like I said, behind the gates is the worst when it comes to it. And that's fine. Listen, that's cool. I'm not even necessarily going to knock that. It just, it's just another one of many reasons why the show doesn't work, you know? And Vanessa, Vanessa's not there um, giving Joey like an ideal location of where his sister's at. Now, Joey literally sat there and said, I want to respect my sister's wishes by not contacting her. And she does it anyway. Vicky Lord on who is I will. I will. I did a like an alternate person. Yes, I definitely will. I definitely will. You're right. I definitely will. I actually did write that up there. So yes. Thank you, Monique. Uh, we'll definitely do that night as well. You know me, I fucking love Moonlight Love. But that's the thing though. Vanessa, he literally sat there and said, I want to sit there and respect her privacy. And what did her dumbass say? Well, this is what you do when we're in a relationship. So it's like, well, one of the things you do in relationships is you respect each other and you respect their boundaries. And if they say something, you don't go over their head and decide to do it anyway because you feel that you know best. And that's the thing with Vanessa. And then the same episode, she literally sat there and said to what's the kid's name? Darnell. I want the people in my life to get along with each other, even if it's just for my benefit. So let me get this straight. You want people to sit there and sit in the same room, even though they don't even like each other, because you're that much of a self-centered cow. I just let's get out the doc. He's being redeemed. Who's being redeemed? Beyond the Gates is still trying to find his audience with 18 and 49-year-old women. I feel like with Vanessa, she just does things. She bulldozes through boundaries. And then when you say something, she tends to sit there and get offended rather than simply respecting someone's wishes. And it blows my fucking mind every single time. Because I never truly liked Vanessa, but it's like every day she finds new ways to just do fucktarded shit and then think that she's in the right. Okay. And I get that because he is Nick, you're trying to save the system. It just, I don't know. Maybe one day if I have time and I'm bored or whatever. Well, if I have time, well, let me put it this way. If I have time and it's an interesting enough episode, and I have a lot to say, then I can see myself doing a review on it. Then I can see myself doing a review because I do got a lot to sit there and say about Beyond the Gates. I mean, not really that great, but I got a lot to sit there and say about it. A show called Beyond the Gates. It's on CBS. I usually just do just General Hospital because that's usually what I just have time for. But like, you know, there's times if I have extra time and depending on what soap it is or whatever. Because again, I'm not trying to make my channel just a soap opera channel. But yeah, exactly. Sunday we're doing Migos. We're gonna finish that up next Sunday. I haven't watched Gays too many things to watch. I mean, I wouldn't recommend it off the doc, so it's not like you're missing anything. I heard that GH is recasting the role of Jocelyn. Where'd you hear from, CK? Where'd you hear that from? Yeah, I like. I would recommend that show. You want to do more than just so. Yeah, this is. I mean, the thing is, Jonathan. This is why I've never named my channel like the after show, the soap after show of this. Soaps is something that I do because it's fun. But my channel, I've never intended it to ever be just a soap channel. Um, so I have some ideas or whatever after I finish the store video. I'm having a lot of fun. Oh, Belinda. Exactly, rumors. Exactly, about rumors. There's nothing that indicates that Josh is being recast. Yes, but then when you have people like Belinda who likes to make up shit out of her fucking ass. Okay, because this is what this woman does. Um, but yeah, I mean, honestly, tell you, I'm not gonna lie. This is the reason why I don't go on those type of channels like Trend Street. Trend Street is another one that just like will just throw out shit. Hopefully, a fun character. Yeah, exactly, John. Well, I mean, it's not critical. You're right, Jonathan. And we know what channel is critical. But like I said, I never really go on Belinda because it's like sometimes you would sit there. Sometimes you would sit there and say things like, "I have a source," or she try to make it sound like okay. Here's my thing with Belinda. It's one thing if she says things where it's like, "I have a theory. I'm thinking of this theory. What if a scenario, or whatever, right?" But Belinda doesn't do that. Belinda does things where she tries to make it seem like I got an inside source that's saying this, or I have an inside source that's saying that. And her channel just comes across as just like I. Besides, most of the times it's very difficult for me to watch other stuff because do my own shit. So, yeah, I don't really fuck with Trend Street. Um, yeah, I mean, I get that's trying to save her ass, but it's like you know. For me, this is why I've always been a person that just let things play out. I don't really do a lot of predictions or speculations. It's like I'm just gonna go with the story where the story goes, and whatever happens, happens. Uh, you gotta trust me. I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, well, I think I believe that this is gonna happen, and then somebody goes to somebody else's channel and be like, well, Albert said that Ian McCoy is leaving the show. And it's like I don't fucking say that. He's I know he graduated, so I don't know. He said that he's going to be returning at some point, but I haven't talked to him in a couple of days. So the last time I checked, he said he graduated. So he should have a little more. I like Joe Jamie. Um, well, he does his thing. Okay, I'm gonna sit there and say this. He's got me into live streaming. He's taught me the ropes on how to do it, how to do this whole thing. So I will always sit there and give him his credit and flowers for that. That's something that I will always stand by. Because before I met him, I was just doing videos. I will always shout him out for that. Even though I kind of scaled back on the streaming stuff, but I always sit there and give him his credit for getting me started on this. What I will sit there and say for now, until I talk to him again, he's doing good. Yeah, y'all been a part of the Gerald J Media channel for a hot minute. Yeah, that's funny, Jonathan. Spider Quick was asking about that. I definitely will sit there and talk about that when I watch it. Definitely will. I look forward to watching it, so I definitely talk about it. I used to do like little mini reviews or just talk about movies or whatever that I've seen, so I'll definitely bring that up. That'll definitely be one of the things I'm going to sit there and do. I have plans for other things, so that'll be one of many. Like I said, I have some fun stuff that I got planned after the story video, and I'm really looking forward to. Yeah, so Sunday we're gonna finish up the Ice Princess. Saturday, I got something fun for the members. So if you're not a member, join. Which I didn't even sit there and really pimp that tonight, but like, listen, for me personally, it's I would sit there and say it's worth it. I like going back in time and watching some of the classic stuff when they had a budget, they had imagination. Uh, I felt like in some cases, like some of the soaps worked a little bit harder because it was so much competition. Yeah, had like about five, like the era that we watched, we had like about five, so more than five. So well, we had All My Children, we had Poor Charles, All My Children, One Life to Live, General Hospital, um, Happy Nigeria's Fan. We had Passions, we had Guiding Light. Are you doing a character from ABNC on Saturday? Maybe, maybe. Okay, fuck you. Now I'll sit there and say yes. Yes, I am doing it. I am doing a character from ABC. I'm not gonna say which character, but it is from ABC. Usually I don't give away that much, but yes, it's gonna be an ABC character. That's it. Like I like going back in time, and only watch days Monday and Wednesday because the rest of the this week had foreign people, and next week looks like Gabby and Philip are over. Yeah, because I think that he finds out what Gabby did to him, selling him out to sit there and be CEO of the America, just for Tony to sit there and kick her to the side and have Theo run. Yes, you know the funny thing, LaShawn? A lot of people in the Smith is saying that, and I don't think that you're wrong. I'm just like, how is she gonna sit there and have an end? You know? You know, it's funny. It's probably like I gotta go back and I gotta rewatch it. I do remember that. You know, the thing is, like, it may be possible that nobody gets shot. It may be. Okay, think about this, by the way. Remember when Danny came in with the gun at Bill and Haley's wedding, and you thought somebody was gonna get shot, and it turned out that nobody got shot? What if nobody gets shot? Like seriously, what if nobody actually gets shot in this whole shootout? I gotta go back and I gotta rewatch the pre because I don't remember that. I know that they're gonna sit there and do a Steve and Kayla thing because maybe it's their anniversary or some shit like that, which I'm not looking forward to. I mean, I don't like Beyond the Gates. Um, I still watch it. Uh, I just I'm just sitting there thinking back when Danny came to the wedding. And we was like, yo, they're going to sit there and shoot somebody already. They're going to kill somebody off. And nobody got shot. Not let alone not got killed, but nobody got shot. So, yeah, it's hard for me to sit there and make predictions on that show. Where mostly, like, the show definitely fails expectations wise. Yeah, I still watch it. Oh, that's the thing, Spider Quake. Um, they're not my favorite either. But here's the thing. I look at that like I looked at Marlena and John. They're for the old school. They're for the people that have been watching the show for a long time. So I think for like me and you that we're just jumping in, it doesn't necessarily work for us because we're new. But Steve and Kayla are mostly connectable to the older fans that've been watching it for a while. Blame you should. I do not blame you at all. Like I said, even with their good moments that they have, they find ways to fuck it up themselves. And I think more importantly, like I said, the show is not really. It's this isn't like GH where it's like men can sit there and watch the show as well and enjoy it. But Beyond the Gates it's majority, like how soap operas was. It's mostly meant for females. It's not that they're saying that men can't watch it, but like, um, it's not exactly like men friendly. You you think we'll see the Halo next week? I'll be surprised. I'll be surprised, but I won't sit there and say this much about it because I just thought of this. I just thought of it. I just thought of this right now. What if the Impaler is Joey's sister? What if the Impaler is Joey's sister? I have to catch up on the because I've been watching all week, but I have to wake up early for work. I can only watch one soap a day, and usually GH and one are. Well, yeah, um, and I don't blame you for that. And I get it. Waking up early, it's hard. It's definitely it's, I mean, don't get me wrong, CK. Like I watch all five, and I can tell you right off rip that that shit is different. Like it's fun. It's not like okay. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's a oh my god, this is like backbreaking work, but like it's it's a lot. How do you feel about Mike on the Gate? The guy built fire because two girls. Oh yeah, no, I remember that. You know what it is, by the way, he seems like the typical scumbag that's out for revenge. The fucking weasel. That's what he seems like. He seems like the fucking weasel, the typical asshole that you just know you're gonna dislike. He almost kind of came across as Ezra. Remember, Ezra Boreans, except for with Bill. I mean, except for with Mike, he takes it way further. He takes it way further. It's like Ezra kind of came across as a bit kind of like scumbag at this, but with Mike, he comes across as a bit worse. Yeah, it's like that's what he's like. I said he's a little more worse. Um, he seems like he doesn't have he seems like he doesn't have a filter. Mike doesn't have a filter. Orioles just comes across like, I bro, you kind of just being like a sleazebag, but like the characters that are I feel that is most male friendly for me personally is Joey, Bill, and like you said, the Jacob story. But the thing is though, when Jacob is done with that undercover stuff, it's going to be going right back to sit there crawling behind Naomi, and just when Naomi starts to sit there and act all bitchy, Jacob's just going to sit there and take it for a little bit. I think the impaler will be Ashley Jones, new character new character that joined the show to play, and she's going to be Joey's little sister. You're right. She is coming to the show. You're right. And she was from, she's from Bold and the Beautiful. But yeah, exactly. But I remember him, and the reason why I remember him because he was so open, right? Like he said something inappropriate about Bill's wife, like how she looked and everything, and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like he's one of those friends that don't have a filter. That like if you're in a room with him and other people, he's the person that says something and just makes everybody else feel mad off. So like, I remember him right off fucking rip. Uh, and listen, I give Beyond the Gates their a little bit of credit. It's just such a shame because I wasn't fully disliking the show until that whole scene with Anastasia and Francesca. And it went from like, okay, this show is okay, whatever, to like, wow. I don't think I've cursed at my TV so much before. And I was like, fuck Michelle Valjean. I literally was like, yo, like I was coming at Michelle Valjean's fucking neck. Um, well, yeah, it's like, I mean, that's been a lot of people's problem. It's been a lot of people's problem. Um, that the stories take a long time. Yeah, it takes too long. Like it's too slow. And people will defend that show for so many reasons, saying, "Oh, well, Michelle Valjean knows what she's doing. She knows about pace, and she has a reason for what." And it's like, girl, nobody fucking cares. Okay, she's been trying to kill Bill for over a fucking year. You haven't made any goddamn headway. Like, what are we doing at this point? I thought it was interesting when they flipped the script and we found that Haley was not this dumbass chick that believed in a fairy tale, ever after. But like, you still haven't done it. And back in the day, I used to sit there and think that all my children were slow. But my fucking god, like. But Michelle Valjean knows what she's doing, so It's actually really interesting, CK. I've never actually seen you and JLJ Media's live stream. Maybe you might have been there and I didn't recognize you, but like I usually remember some of the people that I see. Like I can sit there and think of them right off the top, and I've seen them. So I've never seen you in his live stream. That reminds me, there's some other people I gotta sit there and talk to too. Yeah, I'm so cool with that. Cool with that. It's actually really funny though, Spider Quake. So like I was gonna sit there, like listen, I was gonna sit there, I don't do the whole drama with him or anything like that. Like I got my style, he got his style. It is what it is, but like we cool. I got it. Okay. Maybe I just haven't seen you there, but I'll probably be in there for a little bit. And that's the same thing, Spike Lee. I was like, I don't technically do drama, but then, like, in all reality, I felt like I kind of made a new enemy. And that's the thing as a YouTuber. You make friends and you make enemies. Sometimes you make friends and sometimes you make enemies. And I'm pretty sure this week I've made an enemy. I don't care. So, I was like, well, so much for me sitting there not getting into any drama, but we'll see how it unfolds. I'll say that much. But it is about to be 11 o'clock, and I should probably get some sleep since I've been up since 4 in the morning. I swear sometimes I don't know how I do that shit. But members, I will sit there and see y'all tomorrow. If you're not a member, make sure you join. And everybody else, I will sit there and see y'all next week. So thank you for coming through tonight. Thank you, CK. Thank you, Spiderquake. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Dolomedics. Thank you, Queen of the South. Thank you, Amy, Ron, Tracy, Steve, Time. There you go, Dolomedics. I was like, yeah, there you go. Thank you, Dolomedics. We had some fun tomorrow. Um, Johnson says, join us next time for another edition of Silver Chat without Stick. Thank you. Yes, Tracy, you have a great night. Thank you. Have a great night, Tracy Steves. CK. Johnson says, can let everyone hit the like button? Just hit that like button. That is a great way to sit there and really help the channel like keep more momentum, get more people in. Thank you, Tracy. I appreciate you being here. Um, you're a real one, and I'm always going to appreciate you. Ariana, thank you for coming through tonight. I don't know if you're still in the chat, but I appreciate you. Um, like I said, Spider Quick, thank you for coming through. Susan R, thank you for coming through. Blackmon, thank you, thank you. And yeah, anybody else who I forgot, anybody else who I didn't say, you know who you are. And I'll sit there and see you next time. Unless you're a member. And I'll see you tomorrow. If you're not a member, make sure you join. It's a lot of fun. Ask anybody with a star button. Laters.